everybody, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire. This is our Path of the Damned Herald run, episode 121. We are in the midst of the Forgotten Sanctums. And yeah, thankfully this one has voice acting, and pretty good voice acting at that, honestly.
Indeed.
Alright. We don't want to steal anything and start a fight here, so... Let's see what is up. The light shining upon the book resting on this pedestal seems to darken the words on the volume's pages. The writing grows slick and indistinct, eventually running down the slanted pages and off of the tome entirely into a trough set along the bottom of the lectern to catch it. Ink runs from between the pages as well, giving the impression that the book weeps. When the last of the ink dribbles from the book, the pages are left entirely blank. Place the memoirs there. Light shimmers down on the tome, and the words of Wyke Helder melt away.
Ever wonder what happened to your old pets, Watcher?
Interesting.
Yes?
Okay. So there is something going on here that, all of this could have been shown, but you're told about them instead. Yeah, I agree. Honestly, I do agree. So my favorite thing about this type of game is actually the combat and the customization of, like, builds and things like that. That's what really draws me to CRPGs. I absolutely in agreement. I wish the storytelling took, like, a more active role instead of just, like, letting me select things or me having to read things. Like, show me some stuff, right? Like, show me some scenes. Have a scene where I walk into this place and I see all of this stuff and I meet the curator of the Halls Obscured or the Scriptorium or wherever we're at. You know, that whole shit. Hey, we found a secret. I agree, absolutely.
Of course.
Recently written note. Everything shook. How long have I been down here? Too long and long enough. Yet that's not occurred before. Now things move in the darkness. Things watch. Something's changed. Interesting. So it looks like there are various lecterns that we have to put books on. Let's head back to... Oh, I bet the other one... I don't know. Maybe there's an order that they have to be done in? Here, sorry. Let's touch the trephine first.
Happily.
The squat device before you hums quietly, except that it's entirely silent. The humming sensation, you realize, happens not in your ears, but at the edge of your mind. Activate the device. No obvious mechanism announces itself as the method by which this machine is active. Breathe heavily on it. Breath fogs it, but nothing else occurs. Press the panels. Push on the different cover pieces, but nothing changes save the addition of a few smudges. As much as people complain about the linearity of FF13, most of the people who stopped playing it the midway game, or playing the game midway, they all stopped at the same point. Can you guess which one? It's when the game stops being linear. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So my issue, like, I have some issue with the linearity of, like, 13. My issue is less the linearity of 13, although that I think is a problem. I just don't like a lot of the story, and I don't like a lot of the characters in general. I also, like, everything about the game was just like, you know? Like, I didn't have a good time playing battles in 13, because I felt like it was just press button repeatedly, right? Like, I didn't feel like I had a lot of input. I know that changes, and you can do more the further that you get in the game. It's just... It just fell flat for me, overall. Bang on it! Nothing responds. Okay. We'll come back later. Let's go to the Temple of Revelation. Actually, let's head up back to the Oratory of Weil real quick. And see if... if there is a particular order that we need to be dropping these books in, maybe we can set the one for Karna again.
I call it unfit for pigs.
Alright, well, that's obviously fucking unhappy. Well then. Biggest complaint with 13 was that it was the worst story ever told in an FF title, with you both. Then I'd meet people who just love it, and it makes me question my life. I try not to, like, worry about those types of things. Like, it takes all different kinds of people to enjoy all different kinds of things. Like, someone enjoys a video game that I hate, whatever. Someone hates a video game I enjoy, whatever. You know what happens. Like, Jay and I both love a bunch of the same games, but Jay abhors MOBAs, right? He doesn't enjoy them, and he's not really a fan of, like, arena shooters or things like that, whereas I adore those games. I have a blast with those types of games. It's fun, right? It is what it is. And whereas, like, Jay will rant, not as bad as some people, but Jay will rant about 13. Yeah, I have a... yeah. I mean, I get blasted sometimes, too, but yes. Jay will rant sometimes about, you know, like a game like 13 or like Chrono Cross, for example, and I'll be like, I had a good time with it. It was okay. It's not the best. I don't like this, and this about it, but it was fine, you know? It just, you know, just depends. And some games, I will be like, this game is kind of hot garbage, and Jay will be like,
Oh, hell. Slamming the door on someone the moment she walks through, it ain't like to make her feel real welcome.
oh shit. You get it, you're hip, everyone has their own taste and all that, but you think some things are bad objectively, like Fallout 76 is literally on pale, but still some people love it. I absolutely, like, I 100% understand. I tried playing Fallout 76 when it launched, had a horrible time with it, was very pissed off, very angry, right? But my girlfriend, she started playing it like 2 months after launch, and they had fixed quite a few things. I mean, it was still a horribly buggy mess, but she had a blast with it. You know, she played with a bunch of friends, had a blast with it, etc., etc. And that's just, it takes different experiences from everyone, you know? Oh,
You're not
shit.
finished here, Tane. Do you understand?
Uh-oh. Smoothing her robes with short, angry movements, Lindgrath turns her back to her colleague and rounds on you.
The imps report you've taken care of the fungal infestation in the archives. That's one less concern on my mind. Well done.
Nice.
Have you made any headway in locating our wayward archmage?
Lindgrath leans forward, eager for news. I'm afraid Maura is dead.
Damn it. She was a brilliant wizard, but always so reckless with her life. I wish...
She shakes her head and sighs.
Well, I pray she grows wiser on her next turn about the wheel.
Lindgrath's usual stoicism falters for a moment, and she turns away, a frown of deep concern etched into her face.
How could this have happened?
I generally have a hard time enjoying open-world games as well. I hate just kind of aimlessly wandering around the world only to look up and it's been 2 hours and all I have to show is of like a few cheese wheels and ice stole. I get you, absolutely. I tend to enjoy certain open world games for the sake of like exploration and things like that, but I'll flip that back around on you and I'll say you can play something like a Builder where you're just running around collecting resources, etc., and it's not really that much different from a gameplay loop, right? It's the same. You go out, you're grabbing things, maybe you do a thing here or there, but it's for etc. purpose, right? It's just you feel more accomplished when you achieve something in like a Builder or a survival game rather than achieving something in an open world game, right? Like Like, take Sea of Thieves. You played the shit out of Sea of Thieves and had a blast with it. But, you know, there are parallels that you can draw between different types of games like that. So, and it's just some people are really going to enjoy some of those things, and other people they're going to fall flat for. Just is what it is. Does the name Fionledge mean anything to you?
Not at all.
Your
You're
eyes narrow.
saying this Fionledge is responsible for Maura's death? He's yet another concern for us to keep in mind, then.
While you were on Maura's trail, we've learned a bit more about our unusual environs.
Certainly not from exploring them himself. How much can he learn from the lobby?
A finger of the Hand Occult has kept this place going with a skeleton crew of librarians, archivists, and muscle. But they aren't the ones controlling the body. Something else is running the halls obscured independently, and doing a decent job of it.
Your definition of what constitutes decency is dubious at best.
Well, these halls are more lively than most of the abandoned sanctums I've visited.
That's fair. The archives aren't exactly empty. There's a horde of eyeless librarians tending the stacks.
Something here is invested in maintaining old projects. Whoever they are, they haven't seen fit to show their face.
I wouldn't say hypocrisy necessarily. Jay enjoys arguments for argument's sake. So it's not he has a very particular taste about video games, whereas I have very general tastes about video games. It gets worse. No, it doesn't get worse. It's not
Stay
worse.
on task, Tane.
Absolutely
Regardless
not.
of how interesting this sanctum's keepers may be, we must deal
God.
with Wal's body first.
I don't want to mess with the body. Body last. Jay doesn't argue. What are you talking about? Stay alert. We've still got a rogue archmage to worry about.
A concerning wrinkle, yes. We don't know yet what role this madman plays here, so I suggest you stay out of his way for the time being.
Lindgrath continues to speak, but you lose her words in a sudden rush of essence. The energy tears your attention towards a disturbance in the center of the antechamber. Not a disturbance. Presence. Say nothing. And at least with the case of builders, I'll get out and get resources I set out to get so I can craft or build something you all always wanted. Feels more rewarding than cheese wheels. Also, it's very rare when you're playing, like, I'm assuming from a cheese wheel kind of perspective, it's rare that the purpose of exploring the open world isn't to collect cheese wheels. You're doing quests, you're finding items, you're exploring and unlocking mysteries, right? You know? So it would, yeah, absolutely. I agree with you, JRPG Party. In an open world, if you're gonna make, if I'm exploring, part of the wonder and magic of exploring is making a discovery, right? So if I climb that mountain, there should be something at the top of the mountain, or the view from the top of the mountain should be really fucking cool, right? Like. Oh, Jay.
Yes.
Alright, what's going on here?
Happily.
As you approach the pool, an unpleasant weight grows in the pit of your stomach.
Uh-oh.
It feels like the moment the floor gives out beneath you, just before the plunge, but somehow suspended in time.
Oof.
A sensation like static electricity tingles across your skin.
That type of stuff, unfortunately, I'm kind of a sucker for that type of shit. Like, I really enjoy collectathons. I mean, Jay knows, right? Like, when we were playing a Neo, for example, or Neo 2, I guess, for example, I mean, there's a reason they nicknamed me Jeremy Kodama Rose during playing that game, because it was like every 30 seconds I was like, hold up, and I'd round a corner and I'd be like, I found a Kodama, you know? I love finding things. It's exploration is one of the things that draws me to video games. You know?
A whirling vortex of essence twists within the pool. It does not stir the water around it in the slightest. Lindgrath and Tain watch you from afar, the latter's expression bright with undisguised curiosity.
That's how I become a
Lindgrath's
dipshit.
countenance, on the other hand,
How do I feel about
remains
Dragon Age 3?
characteristically
I've only ever played a little bit of Dragon Age 3. I don't really know why. I guess if my memory serves me correctly, right? Like, someone suggested I get it. One of my friends suggested I get it. But they suggested I get it so that I could, I think, play multiplayer with them. And that didn't really go very well. It wasn't an enjoyable experience for the most part, if I'm remembering correctly. And then I ended up playing a very small amount of the game. I think, if I'm remembering, I could be wrong, but yeah. So I should probably give it another go, but I don't know. I played a bunch of Dragon Age 1, and then I kind of bounced off 2, and then I guess I just didn't really give 3 much of a go, honestly. I probably would enjoy it if I actually played it, though. Reach out to the anomaly.
It reaches back towards you, tendrils of soul energy interlacing with the prodding edges of your own spirit.
Pathfinder? I played the shit out of Kingmaker, and I'm actually really looking forward to... Well, I say played the shit out of the Kingmaker. I played a fair amount of Kingmaker, and I am looking forward to whatever the hell the next one is. I don't remember the name of it.
The coils of essence tighten, grasping at your soul.
I'd actually play Kingmaker
pulling
again,
at
though,
you as
honestly.
You've pulled the souls of others.
What difficulty did I go with?
Your vision blurs
Whatever
as the
was the
in-between
tier
leaks
up
into
from
your
normal.
perception
I
of the
almost
here.
always play the tier up from normal on CRPGs the first time I play through them. And then if I really enjoy a game, I might give a harder difficulty a try. But I find that more often than not, games like this aren't balanced for their hardest difficulty. So if you try to play them the first time around, it ends up being less of an enjoyable experience, at least for me, because you end up kind of having to pigeonhole yourself into certain things, like game mechanics to try to cheat things, or if not cheat them, but cheapen them, right? That I end up feeling like spells, for example, right? You'll end up not using 90% of the spells in a game like this if you're playing on a hardest difficulty because they're just not as good. And I like to mess around with things. I don't like being pigeonholed always, you know?
The walls, the pool, everything of the Temple of Revelation runs like water, sloughing away and melting into the
Sloughing
empty
is one of
blackness
those
the
words for me
in-between.
where I'm just like, ugh.
Not quite
But this,
empty.
for example, right? Like, I've played Pillars of Eternity
The
a couple of
fleshy,
times,
undulating tendrils
so
of the
I'm
body
playing
of
on the
water.
hardest difficulty now because
Almost
when I
aglow
decided
in
to
the
play it
darkness.
again, I was like, look, I've played this several times and I know the game fairly well. If I play it on a lower difficulty, I'm gonna destroy absolutely everything. So I'm playing on the hardest difficulty to try to, make sure that the game stays challenging and interesting. The only Western RPG series I couldn't get into. It's strange. Like, oh my goodness. I enjoy Pillar of Eternity 1 and 2. It's the thing is I enjoy chunks of them, right? I really think that the world is a cool world. And I really think that the gaming system, like the mechanics, are cool mechanics. I think some of the characters are cool characters. But one of the problems that I actually have with Pillars of Eternity is it tries to be too serious, in my opinion. It tries to be too dark. It tries to be too nitty-gritty, right? Like, everyone has problems, and there's always the gray choices and there's not a right or wrong answer. And what more often happens is I'll do something in the game and it's heavily faction oriented, this game and the first game, right? It's heavily faction oriented, and more often than not I'll be like, okay, well, none of these options feel good. I like being a hero in games, you know? That's part of the reason why I play games, is because I can't do that shit in real life all the time, you know? So while I really like the world of the games and I really like the mechanics of the game, I more often than not like the stories of the game. I'm like, this sucks. Why do I always feel like ass after doing an arc of this game? You know, I feel like a bad guy because there's no right decision, you know? Like, it's just meh. Funny enough, you wanted more freedom and less drama, and D&D ruled. That's why I think Divinity Original Sin 1 and 2 got it right. Yeah. Divinity, like, again, Divinity had dark scenarios, but I could feel like I was doing the right thing. I could feel justified, but still be like, oh, this is a crappy situation, right? But I could still be like, yes, I am the hero. Woo, we did good. And it was fun and funny and everything like that, right? This game, or this series, really gets me because I actually really enjoy the mechanics of it. Like, I love the mechanics of PoE 1 and 2. 2 more specifically, because it's a more robust mechanic. Anyways. The entity's presence presses against the edge of your mind, of your soul, resolving into a soundless voice in the back of your head.
You see, but are also seen, as is your trespass.
Are you gonna make me kill you too? I already killed Rimagrand. Or his avatar, anyways.
Ah, another involuntary invitation to another world. And I'm to assume this eyeball is to blame?
Oh, this is new. I'd offer to take the first shot, but I'm not sure it'd do much good.
My balls are fists at her sides. How does it compare to Baldur's Gate 2 if you played that, or Neverwinter's Night 2? On what I prefer, the games feel way more... This game feels way more similar to something like Baldur's Gate 2 gameplay-wise, or Neverwinter's Night 2 gameplay-wise, than something like Divinity Original Sin does, right? Obviously, right, because there's the turn-based versus active, battle system. But it's also just, like, mechanically... This game doesn't use D&D mechanics, but they are kind of adjacent. They make sense to a person who has played a lot of D&D, especially if you played like older editions of D&D, you know? Yeah, not talking about the quality of story and characters. Yeah, I would say comparison for me, I enjoy playing PoE 1 and 2 typically more than I do older games like Baldur's Gate 2 or Neverwinter's Night 2. If for no other reason than they're more modern, so that they have more quality of life improvements over those older games. I still tend to think a lot of those games have like either better stories or comparable stories, and some of them have cooler characters, etc., that type of situation.
Certainly
but
ain't the kind of eyes
generally,
a gal wants
I
to
like
get lost
playing. I think CRPGs, especially old CRPGs, really suffer from having bad quality of life in the older generations.
Do not listen to this walking nightmare.
Anyways.
It is an illusion baiting us to lunge at shadows.
You are probably right, Fasina.
What are you, interloper?
I am Kajak, the Watcher of Cadnua.
Obviously. That is not the knowledge we seek.
Well, what do you seek? You have to be more specific.
You intrude upon the resting place of
That's not my fault.
and soil these collections with your filthy fingers.
Rude.
We would know. Are you one more wizard in pursuit of unearned power? Or something other?
I am the Herald of Berath.
Death's touch finds no welcome in these halls.
Yeah, yoy. Uh-oh.
Tell it to Maura, you witless pawn.
I get that. They paved the way, so it's understandable. Sorry for the typos, by the way. You had eye surgery. I couldn't care less about typos. Like, I work as a video production and editor and stuff like that. Like, I have to deal with typos all the time. But that's in my professional life. In my personal life, while I'm just having fun or I'm typing to my friends or something like that, I'm type. I don't give a shit about typos. As long as you can understand someone's message, what does it matter, you know? Like, if I'm writing a professional email to someone, sure, I'm concerned about typos. I'm typing in someone's Twitch chat? Nah, we good.
Thus far, you have respected these halls, but your trespass remains unwelcome.
I haven't really respected these halls. I've kind of killed everything I've come across that was hostile to me, so...
We can no more allow you access to the body than we can the redacted Archmage.
Oh.
You should leave this place, while you remain cognizant of the option.
Uh-oh. Access to the body. The masked mage is trying to get into Weil?
It will not be allowed. We've restricted access to the body.
What exactly is this place? What's its purpose?
Such answers as you seek will damn you, and cost you more besides.
Weirdly, I've noticed that I leave entire words out of sentences, sometimes more often than just normal typos. That's fair. I do that on an occasion. Speaking of which, time for your eye drops. Good luck. Cognizant of the option. What's that supposed to mean?
These halls will consume you. Body, soul, and history alike.
Please note?
They will cleanse you.
I feel relatively clean right now. The entity's tentacles shift beneath it, curling into small semicircles at their extremes.
Farewell, interloper.
Uh-oh. All right, then. Goodbye, madame. More tentacles.
Okay there? Looking a little rough around the edges.
Whale's one-eyed butler is upset that we're tracking mud in its home. Lindgrath's eyebrows shoot up in an expression of genuine surprise. She quickly stifles it.
I suppose I should have expected Weil would leave something behind to guard this place. For now, you must investigate the collections. So long as a rogue mage runs loose in this place, Eora remains in grave danger.
All right, then.
I'm here.
So...
Certainly.
I'm still somewhat concerned. Ah, okay. We can go back. It was just temporary locking us out so we could experience all of this particular scenery. Sweet.
You want baubles? You give me coin, you get all the baubles you want.
I found this book about imp spray. Can you do anything with it? The imp snatches the book away from you and starts flipping through pages, starting from the end and working its way to the beginning.
Can't read, dumb ground stink. You forget, eh? You forget?
The imp strains with both claws to rip the book in half, but only succeeds in warping the binding.
You want imp spray? You want it so badly, eh? Here, you collect it.
The imp tosses you a bottle and slowly raises its left foot over its head. Ready, aim, fire! Nice. We got an achievement for that. An incredible smell. Discover the secrets of imp spray. Tasty. You aim the lip of the bottle just in time to intercept a blast of hot imp effluvium. It smells of rotten eggs and lamp oil, dusted with a pinch of cinnamon. What a pleasant smell. Mercifully, it misses your face, but a fine layer coats everything else. You feel moist and unwell. Fetid Spray glances back, wearing a playful grin.
Enjoy spray, ground stink.
Good.
First one's free. Lots more where that came from.
I love the voices. God. Fetid Spray gestures to a sack bulging with corked vials. The spray was already for sale, you just didn't say anything.
Didn't know ground stink watcher loved imp spray so much. Yum, yum. Sprinkle on eggs for tasty spice, eh?
Goodness. Not that I want to know, but why are you collecting your own spray?
Maybe because dumb ground stinks keep buying it?
Guess I'll buy some imp spray. Is there actually any imp spray in here? I'm gonna be kind of... yeah, there is. Let's buy some imp spray. Why not? I'm actually gonna do a sell here. Okay. That should be good. Look at how much we're getting out of this. Holy shit. Oh my goodness. Exceptional weapons, y'all. Superb plate armor. Yai-hoi. That's pretty good.
I'm not going anywhere like this.
Absolutely.
Alright. Save, talk to Lindgrath real quick.
I do hope you didn't breathe in any of those fungal spores. Gods only know what havoc they may wreak on your lungs and other systems.
Show her the Annals of Lindgrath. I came across this in the archives. Do you know what it is?
What a curious tome. May I see it?
Brows drawn, she inspects the book in your hands. A strange expression crosses her face as if she's just remembered she left her hearth burning. It depends. Will you give it back?
Of course. I've too many books as it is.
Alright, I'm trusting you. He nods.
I'll be but a moment.
She turns the tome over in her hands, inspecting the cover and binding. Then she places her hand flat on the cover and closes her eyes. A brief flicker of arcane energy dances between her fingers.
Intriguing. I can't tell if this is a bit of hand occult chicanery or something more enticing.
She reluctantly returns the book to you. Her gaze lingers on its cover. It gave me a vision of one of your past lives.
Did it now? That's very curious indeed.
She holds her voice carefully even. It felt something like the memories you gave me when we made our pact in Mulgrek Ian.
You're not attempting to deceive me then. You're serious.
She blinks several times, clearly caught off guard.
I've just had a distressing thought. Could it be that a shard of the essence of my mentor, of his memories, is held captive in this book? This may explain...
She looks past you, eyes unfocused, thinking. Say nothing. She watches you a long moment. Her bright eyes roam over your gear, your face. Her gaze lands at last on the book you still hold in your hands.
I suppose it won't hurt to tell you. After all, I can always kill you if you become a nuisance.
Bring it on, Lindgrath. I eat circle mages for breakfast.
Lindgrath
Kind of.
is more than a title. It's a communion going back to the first Lindgrath. Well, it used to be. It hasn't been for some time. This must be why.
Perhaps the cover of the book.
Or their agents must have stolen the memories of the first Lindgrath and stored them here, in this accursed library.
Interesting.
To what end? I shudder to imagine. If this is true, then I must have those missing memories. And like as not, they're all cataloged in the same way, in books like the one you hold.
I could find them for you.
If you do as I say, I'll owe you a boon. An equal exchange.
Interesting. She nods once, her pleasure obvious in the small smile she tries and fails to contain.
Tread cautiously. This place is no doubt full of unseen hazards.
Sure.
A familiar shrill nattering disturbs my peace. Could that be Consul hot at your heel?
Yes. She peers past your shoulders to stare narrow-eyed at the skull hovering at the edge of your party.
I heal for no one, parasite.
Nice.
Does your whimsical fabrication of undeath still amuse you? Or are you ready to surrender to the only true immortal among us?
No less charming a skull than you were a lich. Your dependability is a constant comfort to me, Consul Hot. Speak your mind.
I found another one.
You found them all. On in one volume, too. What a weight that is off my mind.
Okay, just give it to her. She lifts the tome from your hands gingerly, as if afraid she might damage it. A wide smile grows across her face, and she lets out a small, choked laugh.
I know they're little more than trinkets after the gift you've given me. But please, take these.
Gained Lindgrath's Tome of Preservation and 3 Scrolls of Withdrawal. I mean, Scrolls of Withdrawal are actually pretty useful. When you take the book, she carefully hefts the collected Annals of Lindgrath again and hugs it close. Swank. What do we get? We got... Can I have book? Oh, right. Sorry. Lindgrath's Tome of Preservation. Spirit Shield, Arcane Veil, Lindgrath's Displaced Image. Increasing deflection and reflex for the duration. Additionally, many deflection and reflex attacks that score hits will be cool. Lindgrath's Warding Staff. Lindgrath's Reflection. That is pretty good. We can't use the higher level spells, though. Alright, cool. That's neat, but I don't think really useful to us, honestly. Whatever.
I'm here.
Talk to
You return
Lindgrath
with
again.
news, I hope.
What do you know about this place, the Halls of the Obscure? No, we already did all that. Tane.
You didn't lose the scroll, did you? Because I didn't make a copy. Do you need one?
The Hand Occult manages the Halls Obscured, correct?
I'd be surprised if most of the Hand even knows that this place exists.
That's
They
fair.
want the world to think they write travel guides and circulate pamphlets of local history. It gets shady when you read past the margins. Things don't always add up. Not even the Hand could tell you which facts they edited for convenience's sake, which ones they spelled out, and which ones they spelled wrong. And this could be where it all happens.
How do we separate facts from the Hand's versions of facts?
That is a head-scratcher.
Kane scratches his head.
I suppose the solution is to be skeptical. You have to ask yourself, how much do you trust anything in a book? Does a story become more true because someone paused to write it down? I should really charge for discourse this engaging.
Damn it, Tane.
you couldn't
Fuck
pay me
off.
to listen.
If we're to be indulging outsized egos, I'd rather listen to Isilmir's prattle.
What's the Hand's objective?
If they ever had one, you can bet they've changed it a dozen times over the years. Anyone who wants to control information on that scale wants to engineer society. Whatever they plan on doing with that power, you can bet they'll lose control over it in the end. You don't keep something like a society constrained to just one vision.
Lindgrath, what do you think of the Hand?
Some speak of the Hand Occult as hyper-competent masters of four-dimensional Hazatoa, when they know of them at all. In truth, the Hand's operations are haphazard and ill-executed. We know they exist because they inevitably leave evidence of their work wherever they go.
What if that's their intent?
That they succeed in spite of themselves is hardly evidence of the Hand's competence.
Consahad, any experience with the Hand Occult?
Amateurs. Time and again, their agents showed up at my doorstep and wormed their way into my confidence, hoping to sabotage my research.
And did they?
I sent them home with bags of their own teeth, as a parting reminder that my time is precious and my patience thin.
Wow.
Ask away. You know me, I'm an open book.
That's a bit intense there, Consahad. Alright,
At once.
What you want, Ground Stink?
I found this recipe for invigorating nightmares and immediately thought of you.
Huh? Dumb Gravel Stink need new drugs. Something stronger. Something uglier.
Squinting down at the parchment, Drowsy Puke nods and begins combining ingredients. He sprinkles the mixture into the nose of a passing rat and chuckles merrily when the creature stiffens into a ball and dies.
New drugs ready for sampling. Sleep well, idiot.
Uh-oh. Invigorating nightmares. Resistance to resolve afflictions. Nice. Yeah, I don't really want that.
Yes?
Yeah.
Captain?
What can I do? What can I do?
Okay.
I'd be glad to.
Actually want to head this way, I think. I'm gonna head back into the central stacks real quick and see if we can't identify some locations where tomes can be placed. Basically the thing we're looking for. Oratory. I head up this way. Oh, sneezy boy. Sneezy boy. Oh, you sense essence flowing lethargically to and from it. Perhaps this serves as a hub for the spores infesting the archives. Let's try striking it. Sounds like a bit like hitting a bass drum. Coos quietly. You hack and poke at it, your weapon slamming uselessly into the fungus and coming away clean. Alright then. Oh well then. You got something there, or are you just biting? You got a flea? Is there a flea? I need you to tell me if there's fleas. You gotta tell me if you're a flea. So I think maybe those two locations. I'm very curious if there is something that happens if you find enough of those books and put them into the central location. But I don't want to like spoil it or anything for myself, so I think we're just gonna head over to the next place and see if there are more of those. And so my assumption is that there are 2 more, right? If that is correct, cool. Maybe we'll find them in that place. If not, then well, we'll just have to. Oh, stretchy boy. It is I stretch, Papa. I am the stretch, Papa. Alright. Let's head on down to the enclosure. I appreciate how, my mind just went blank. How Lovecraftian this DLC has been. It's kind of cool. It's interesting. Uh-oh. Hey, Vithrak.
I'm free. No, I don't want to go back. I remember nothing. Only the anthem.
This whole sanctum is a factory of screams.
In the name of Gone, shut up already.
What's up? Give me the order. Can't hide from me. You were saying?
Indeed.
Handwritten note. The hand took me from myself. There exists no other words for it. Pieces of me. The me I was before, they're gone. Vanished into those screaming maws. Are they there still? Can I retrieve them? Or have they been drained away into the unknowable depths?
The shadow comes to muddy the light.
Speak freely.
Approaching madness.
I'm listening. You were saying?
Oh. There's a fucking thing over there.
Captain?
There's a, obelisk or whatever over there that has an aura effect, which is not cool.
Can't hide from me. Can't hide from me.
Alright, what is our quest here? Find the sources of the screams. Something in the depths of the collections is screaming loud enough to echo throughout the entire wing. The effect seems to pacify the prisoners. Lindgrath. Yeah. Give them... Okay. Read it aloud. Stupefy prisoners from a place they'll all hear at once.
I'm listening. Not a problem, Captain.
Quite.
Might as well be hitting the water.
Never you mind that, miss. I'll land the next one.
Stay with us.
Animated weapons. What? Ooh. That's no bueno.
How may I help? These uns are in for a walloping.
Speak freely.
Be like, maybe we don't focus on the animated weapons.
Say the word.
Of course.
Mouth of the organ.
Dim in the lantern.
At all these fuckers.
You were saying? Not a problem, Captain. Can't hide from me.
Yes? I'll try my best. Hope that helps. Yes?
I'm listening.
I love having 27 stealth and these guys just insta see me. See if we can actually sneak through here.
What are your orders?
This guy
Captain?
walks away. Head up here. Interesting.
What's on your mind, cutie? Not a problem, Captain.
Okay, I want to shoot this guy.
Ashiza, strike! Hitting the water.
Try to pull him here.
Stand together!
You see that, Ishi?
That poor bastard. Okay, well that was a bit much.
At once.
Ithrak brain. Okay, so this is obviously the mouth of the organ. Nice. This section of wall looks weaker than its surroundings, the bricks worn and the grout crumbling and patchy. A faded note pasted to the ancient stonework bears the Ingwithan legend. This wall is no different from any other wall. Examine the wall. Thorough investigation of the wall reveals some vulnerable structural elements. A careful application of tools might weaken the barrier further. Hammer and chisel weaken the wall further with hammer. A few hours' work removes much of the grout between the stones. Pull down the wall with a pry bar. Jam the pry bar into one of the weaker joints and wriggle it up and down to work it deeper. Push down on it with all your weight and the wall crumbles into a cloud of dust and rubble. What?
Yes?
That?
Absolutely.
I don't think this came from the world above. No, it was made here.
Don't move a muscle.
What the what? That's a Pearson's Magma Dragon Gizzard and Sea Dragon Scale. I think these are both rare materials. You can get this from the dragon under the Water Shapers Guild in Nekataka, and then this is the ingredients you can get from the dragon in Mogren's place or whatever, I believe. And if that's the case, that is really weird and cool. And what is happening here? Okay, so this is obviously the mouth of the organ.
Still got it.
Oh no. I was incorrect on what I thought this was.
You were saying?
There we go. Chunky hits.
Quite.
Yeah. To be expected. We don't wanna fight all the thugs if we don't have to. I'm gonna try to. I don't know if I'm gonna side with Tane or if I'm gonna side with Lindgrath on this. I have morally very mixed feelings. I think the character we're playing would probably just straight out side with Lindgrath. This bulbous pouch of glistening silk hangs from a thick cable of web that ascends along the collections to the darkness above.
Some kind of Vithrak dumbwaiter. Perhaps we can make use of it.
You intend to put us in this sack, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Ishi, cut it out. You're gonna get all tangled up again.
Aya pinches Ashiza's tail feathers until he stops pecking at the cable. As the sack sways gently to either side, you notice a small spherical object set into it. At first you mistake it for a solid black gem, but then it shifts and you find 8 eyes peering up at you from a fist-sized spider. Hello. Spider watches you expectantly. Gesture upwards. Take me to whatever's above. The spider scurries up the strand into the darkness above as you climb into the silken sack. Ugh. This is, I think this is just like nightmare fuel for people, right? Like, it's Lovecraft and spiders. Swank. This place is great.
Pardon me as I indulge myself.
Of course this place has a spider wing.
Of course this place has a spider wing. Yeah. You're right. Of course this place has a spider wing. Nets. And stealth past him. A moon spider.
Hi, Dishi.
Of course.
Wrapped his arm. So oh, God, okay, whatever. We're just fucking, we're going in. One of these fucking spider shits. God damn it. Oh my goodness. Sisak. Maybe we don't have to fight here?
Oh! Clumsy kith feet disturb the web! Capture the interlopers!
Oh. Oh. A tall, spindly Vithrak stands before you. Its carapace is dull and gray, but the figure is no less menacing for its advanced age.
A free kithling stalks the nest, thoughtlessly killing Sisak's clutch. What is this one's purpose? Sisak asks.
I am not thoughtlessly killing your clutch. I actually stealthed past some of your clutch members so that I didn't have to kill them. Exploring. Sisak clicks his mandibles disconsolately. A spined head droops.
The kith is a meal escaped from the hoarder's nest. This one should have thought as much. Tender, juicy intruder cannot leave. Sisak must end its trespass. The contract says.
There's no reason this has to end in violence.
The kith seems confused. Sisak will humor it.
Yeah, let's go, Sisak.
The sightless eye watches over Sisak's clutch. Loves Sisak's clutch. Gives this one fruitful layings and sweetest, juiciest morsels to eat. In exchange, Sisak kills the kith intruders.
Ah.
But soon, Sisak's clutch will leave. This one needs only wait until the hoarder is grown thick and strong and screaming. Sisak's progenitor even signed stupid, flimsy kith paper that says so.
Why, do I have the contract? This stupid, flimsy paper?
The kith waves about the dead beast skin with much enthusiasm. Let Sisak read it, yes.
Warden contract.
The undersigned, and all successive generations thereof do solemnly agree to protect this sanctum in perpetuity.
He begins to tremble. Oh, he pissed.
But Sisak gets to leave. This one's progenitor told him, promised him they only need wait a few more generations. This stupid paper says we must stay? No!
This ain't right, Watcher. There's something we can do to help.
I mean, I would really like to. Oh, we don't... Oof. Much of a chance of getting that. Hope that helped.
This one's clutch will no longer trouble the kith.
Aww. The third eye. Insight. And 10% of hits converted to crits with spells. Pretty cool. An opulently crafted holy symbol hangs from the necklace. No mere ostentation. The amethyst at the icon's center acts as if a kind of lens, revealing in cryptic metaphors and signs the weaknesses and secrets of those viewed through its facets. It's pretty cool.
Sisak is grateful to the interloper for showing his clutch the true reading. Maybe they are not so smelly after all.
Okay, hold up. That is going to be the end of this video. If you're watching on Twitch, stick around. We're going to keep playing. If you're watching on YouTube, hope you enjoyed, and we will see you next time. Bye, everybody.